A couple of videos ago, I introduced the concept of first principles thinking when it comes to rolling out AI across your organization, and that to get the real transformative value from AI, it's not about just improving the process we've got today, but about throwing away all of our assumptions and rebuilding new processes with AI in mind. And whilst that is our lofty and ultimate goal, one of the first places that we've got to start is to actually understand the processes that we have today. And there may well be opportunities to get some quick wins that can help to generate some returns, financial returns that can fund the rest of our AI strategy. And that's what we're going to look at today, is about understanding our current processes. Now, in any organization, whether you're a small startup or a large global conglomerate, the same situation exists in that when you design a process, it probably looks something like this. Whether that is a lead to cash process, whether it is a procure to pay process, whether it is a hire to retire process, this is how the process was designed. If you then go and speak to some of your team and ask them, how does that process run? Well, they'll probably say, well, it's designed like this, but we have a workaround here. We have a workaround here, and they'll explain something that's a bit like that. It's generally the core process. So that's how it was designed. This is how we think it works. But the reality is that it is a lot more like that. And that is the reality. Loads of workarounds, loads of integrations and steps that go backwards, forwards, sideways. And when it comes to collecting cash, to paying people, to processing orders, we know, especially in a large organization, the challenges of getting from one end to another. And so if we're going to introduce AI and to start to rebuild these processes, we've really got to understand the reality of the situation that we're in. And this is where a concept called process mining comes in. You may have heard of this. It's a software category that has risen to prominence in the last few years and is becoming even more important as companies struggle to get a hold on what their current state is so they can then figure out how to use AI to improve that. So the leader in this space is a company called Celonis, Celonis, and I'll share a link to that in this video. The best way to think about it in a non-technical way is to take an X-ray of your process. When we think about accounts payable, accounts receivable, when we think about order management, it's about taking a look at that end-to-end process and understanding all of these little variations. So if I take this as a simplified version of the reality, if you think 100% of your accounts payable is going to go through, well, what percentage of those have this workaround where maybe there's some kind of credit check or something that needs to happen? And is that some manual process where there is some human intervention? Well, if that's 10% or 20%, that's important to know. And then maybe here, there's another 5% that gets pulled out for another particular reason. So it's understanding for all of those invoices, those orders, those purchase orders, what are all of the variations and where is manual intervention delaying or slowing that process? Now, by understanding that, you can then at a business level make some very quick decisions about where to introduce bits of AI to improve that. So if we say here, for example, here is a manual credit check for a certain number of orders that come through. What is that credit check process that we go through? Is there a way that we can automate that with an AI agent that is going and looking at certain public databases? Maybe it is looking at their previous payment history in the ERP. What is it that the human is doing? And can we automate that? So instead of it being an expensive human that works 5 days a week and takes 3 weeks of holiday, it's an AI agent that works 24/7, never stops, and can actually process this in a matter of seconds rather than getting to it when it appears in their queue. If we carry on iterating through that kind of process improvement on the current process, we can actually help orders get fulfilled more quickly. We can collect cash more quickly. And these kind of quick wins can start to deliver immediate impact to your bottom line that can start to fund the rest of your more transformational AI agenda. So process mining, if you're not doing it today, is something that is a great first step in heading on the journey towards AI and figuring out, firstly, the X-ray of your current processes, and secondly, where are the quick wins that can deliver some money to your bottom line and start funding the rest of your AI strategy. And in tomorrow's video, we're going to move on from processes and start looking at your data. The data that you know about, the data that you're using today, but more importantly, the data that you don't even know about, but can be so impactful to delivering and creating new value propositions, new products and services for your customers. And I'll see you there.